This is the Power of OZmosis Podcast, powered by the vidwheel Creator Network. Hi, everyone. This is the Power of OZmosis video podcast powered by vidwheel Creator Network. My name is John Osberg, and today we're in a whole new world, a new realm. We've got a 6-person podcast, the first I've ever had out of 50 plus shows. And today it's all things Warr Room Decompress. Really cool business we're going to jump into and talk more about. We've got 3 of their founding team members on the call, and just really excited to have a conversation here about building business, building community, and especially in the mental health space in a time where mental health is, at the top of our focuses as I think a human species. So let's jump into it, and we'll do some intros, and I'll start. So obviously, as the host, everyone knows me, John Osberg. I am a lead coach through EforAll, which stands for Entrepreneurship for All. We've got a chapter here in Buffalo led by the all-time great Warr Dahir. She's done a great job, stewarding this new chapter here in Buffalo through EforAll. And so as a pretty cool thing that's happened, we've connected with DeVaughn. And so I'm the lead coach mentor, and I'll let Jess go next on her role on the team that supports Warr Room Decompress.
Great. Nice to meet everyone. I'm Jessica English. I've born and raised in Buffalo and have a background over 12 plus years in new product development and marketing, and really here to support DeVaughn and his team in any of those efforts from a, coaching and mentorship side of things. I'll hand it over to Kyrie.
Let's go, Kyrie.
Hey, I'm Kyrie Stevens. I am the Director of Inclusion for, BNMC. I am an entrepreneur, and I am on the board of EforAll. Plus, I get the privilege of mentoring someone who has been a longtime friend, and more than one person on this team who's been a longtime friend. So I am really excited to be here and excited to be a part of this whole process.
Right on. Appreciate that, Kyrie. And let's jump to our go-to guy here when it comes to all things Warr Room Decompress. We'll start with DeVaughn as our fearless leader. More about you, DeVaughn.
What's going on, everybody? My name is DeVaughn Jones, Buffalo, New York native, and I am the president and co-founder of Warr Room Decompress Incorporated. Really excited to be on this podcast here with you all, with the team, my team with Warr Room, and then my team with Warr Room Decompress, what we call the Power Circle. So really excited, and big ups to, John, Jess, Kyrie, the other 2 that you'll meet very, very soon, and EforAll too for bringing us all together.
Love your energy. Jordan, you're next.
Hey, I'm Jordan Patrick. I am the head of marketing of Warr Room Decompress. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own luxury hat line. DeVaughn is my cousin, so of course I've known him my whole life.
Let's go.
Warr Room Decompress. It's going to be a great and exciting venture and journey that we are embarking on, and I'm happy to meet the team. So that's who I am.
Right on. Thanks, Jordan. And Nicole, last but not least.
I'm Nicole Brown. I am a marriage and family therapist, so I am the wellness expert on the team and do some content development and serve, where I'm needed. I was really excited about the Warr Room concept when DeVaughn brought it up. Everything mental health and wellness is a big deal to me. So I'm just really excited to be a part of the team and help develop this for the city and beyond.
Well said. I grew up with a therapist, if you will, a psychologist. So a lot of kudos. It's especially now, as I mentioned in the intro, counseling, therapy, all that stuff. I mean, it's never been so needed in our world through what we've been going through, the pandemic and economic stuff. So I'll spare that. We'll keep it positive. We'll keep it juicy, but great to have everyone on the call here on the podcast. So let's jump right into it. Warr Room Decompress. That's with 2 R's. We'll have more information in the show notes once this gets posted, as always, so people can, check it out and connect with our 3 founding team members here now. But let's go to the genesis of Warr Room Decompress. I want to start with that, and feel free to zig and zag between Nicole, Jordan, and DeVaughn on, what's the mission? How did this all come about? Warr Room Decompress.
It all started several years ago. One of my other partners, he wasn't able to make it today, but my cousin and Jordan's brother, Shiloh, uh, he used to actually teach overseas in the United Emirates. And one of his breaks, he actually took a trip over to China. And while he was over there, he visited a decompress site, and they had several different rooms with different aspects, so what have you. But he just started describing to me the different activities that you could do, and my mind just started just going into warp speed, just on what we could do, how I could get my hands on it, who I could bring in to help develop it, and what we could establish here. And Shiloh and I, we would discuss it. We would just bounce ideas off each other and every once in a while. So it was kind of like we were having meetings before meetings, And then I spoke with Nicole about, of course, and then of course Jordan, and everything just started to just come together right there and like really snowball. Um, then before the pandemic really became the pandemic, I actually lost my job,
Mm.
and then I was just like, I just started really diving deep into things, really started really developing this thing here, putting things down on paper, and it really just started to manifest. And then we just decided I decided to go all in with it, go full time, and really kick it off. And Nicole, Jordan, and Shiloh have been a tremendous support with helping me be able to do that and really drive this thing.
Right on, right on. Jordan, Nicole, anything to add to that? As part of that genesis, that foundational piece to bringing this all together, bringing it to reality.
Yes. Like I said, me and DeVaughn, my brother, we was bouncing off ideas, and it was all fun and games, and it seemed like a no-brainer. Like we all during the pandemic pent up in the house, just we can't go outside. The whole lockdown. You had curfews like we was 6 years old again. So everybody I feel in the world or in the United States had this built up energy that's needed to be released. So it was a no-brainer that let's do a war room. And I'm like, when we get outside, let's break some shit. But then I do love the concept that Nicole rang, that the whole decompress, the whole mental therapy side of it all. So it all came together as one big whole picture. So that's like the genesis of the beginning of it all.
I like that. You got to get that energy out. We need catharsis, right? And I totally agree. 2020, to think it was 2 years ago and we're still seeing the pandemic, show its teeth at times. Never been a greater time to have something like this come about, especially here up in Buffalo, West New York. And then, like Nicole said, and beyond. Nicole, how about you in terms of the genesis of this whole thing?
So DeVaughn brought it to me pretty well formed as an idea already, which was exciting because I usually say yes to anything he says. He presented a really good vision, which is what, when he talks to me about ideas, they're always excellent vision. So I could see where the concept was going. I like to think big, so I could see that, not even the end result, but like what this would look like 10 years from now, 5 years from now. So I was really excited to just jump on and help with like the creative development part. And as Jordan mentioned, like building out like the mental health and wellness. I'm always excited for like new innovation in that area and like what, concepts people, might have thought of, but just didn't know how to bring to fruition. So when he talked about it, I was just already all in. So
I like that. All in. That's what it's all about. Kyrie, Jess, I'm gonna put the floor to you in terms of any follow-ups to this. Let's hear from you for our team here, WRD.
Yeah. So I have a question. Jordan said, about getting out and breaking stuff. And we know that is a cathartic way. Like it's a great way to, release a lot of stress and stuff. But are there other ways that that Warr Room Decompress helps to swing as you guys say, swing, make your mood swing in the right direction? How are you?
I like that.
Yes, I'll chime in here. It's not just, breaking stuff is, of course, the fun part, but music, anything that has basically a mood swing that can help you or help you release energy. So music, throwing stuff, different heights and senses, just different sensations that can give you different moods and basically help you relax and help you release stress.
So is it all geared towards getting anger and stress out, or is there other things that you're trying to target?
I'll chime in on that. It's anger is stress factors like anxiety, something called seasonal affective disorder. So SAD for short. It's when your mood swing as the seasons progress. Even jet lag. There we have a couple of service lines rather, that are have been shown to be able to help with even jet lag. So our travelers, as people get back out traveling, across the country or out of the country, what have you, we do have aspects and service lines to be able to help with that too. So it's much more than that. The war room aspect, it is like the kind of like the flash factor where it's like, yeah, let's go break some stuff, like the real simple aspect. But we do have things that are simple in their functionality, but but very intricate as far as what they can help with, if that makes any sense.
Got it.
Yep.
So it makes a lot of sense. Go ahead, Jess. Yeah, I know. Go ahead, please.
It's okay. Speak a little more to the decompress side, because I think the audience would really like to understand how that differs. And maybe even Nicole's perspective from, the therapy background and understanding different needs at different times of your life.
That's perfect. I was about to throw it right over to Nicole. So go ahead.
So the decompress side is focused on, people who might want a more, for lack of a better term, sedentary, like coping type of style. So it's just more focused on, things like maybe like a sound bath where you're kind of just like taking it in, using affirmations, frequencies, different things like that to really assist you in like the coping, but also in like the mood regulation, which is big during, the pandemic with stress relief. And once you can get like the mood regulated, then you can like start to be able to really like allow like the emotions to go through your body and then focus on that and then really begin to like release some of that stress. So that's like a big focus on what we're doing on, the decompress side. It's just more of those types of activities and helping people to stay regulated consistently using decompression techniques.
Excellent.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great insight. So let's go deeper, right? So, DeVaughn, in our many conversations on our weekly calls, we talk, one of the biggest things I think nowadays, because of what's happened from the pandemic, we've supply demand kind of thing, right? Supply and demand. So we've seen some companies that have unfortunately had to, close doors, and it's put a premium on the experience that whatever it is that the company is doing, right? They're going even deeper with making certain that their customers, their end users, are really satisfied. So let's talk about the experience of, and imagining, visualizing as we start to paint it into reality. What's it going to look like for someone watching, listening this right now? They're opening the door to WRD. Let's go start from there. They open that door, then what happens?
Man, they open the door, of course, greeted by a WRD member.
Let's go.
Where they're able to, check in for what it is that whatever experience it is that they want for that time that they're there with us. What we really wanted to focus on was bringing both worlds together, though, because if you really think about it, if you're more in an active mood, because we actually have a survey that we have out, in the community right now, got about 100 responses back. And the majority of our survey takers let us know they like to do a combination of physical and sedentary type of activities. So if you really think about it, even if you go to the gym, and let's say you go to the gym, you have to sign up for, let's say, a yoga class. The yoga class, you don't even know if you like it. Typically it's like half an hour, maybe an hour or so. And, and if you don't like it, then you wasted 30 to 60 minutes or something, right? Or if you want the physical side, then you got to go to the physical side and you got to wait for a machine to open up. This is something where you come and it's tailor fit for you. It's customizable. You're able to come and get what you want out of it. And even if you want a tester, even if you want to just try it for 15 minutes, we got something for that as well. So this is something where people could utilize our customizable services to tailor fit what they need at that point in time, so that when they move forward, they could feel good about what they've actually been a part of, and not feel as though they got gypped or scammed or something of that nature.
I love it. That's awesome. Jordan, Nicole, anything to add to that, to the experience of it all? What it look like?
I feel like it's a release. You know, a lot of people smoke cigarettes because they're so wound up and they're so stressed out. I feel like this is more of a healthier side, and it's beneficial because you're not getting all the toxins, but you're also getting all of those toxins out of your body that those cigarettes provide. And in that lane, because you know the healthcare is very big, and I'm always been in healthcare. I have a biology background, so I feel like just even that side of it is really big, and it can change a lot of people's lives and help a lot of people live longer.
Read. Nicole, anything to add to that?
So just, what's interesting is knowing DeVaughn and Jordan and their values, especially with family. So knowing that when people come in for, to use the services, it's going to be very personalized. We're going to be getting to know some of our customers, really like just catering to what they come in for. And then as well as, especially since we have the innovative concept of marrying both of those sides, people who come in, maybe they want to use, the Warr Room side at first, but realize right after, oh my God, maybe I need to book a session on the decompress side as well. So they get to use both, and they get to use them, like DeVaughn said, right away, which is important because maybe after using one, using the Warr Room side, you're a little heightened still, and you want to come down even further. So, book a session on decompress, and then we're right there to assist with everything. So I think it's going to be pretty exciting as soon as it opens.
Yeah,
So
I like what you did there with marrying both sides. I saw what you did with the marriage therapy counseling. Kyria, you were saying, my bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So, you say it's customizable, but what if a person doesn't know what they want or need? Is there a way to kind of recommend, or is there like a maybe a prescribed way of, how there's personal trainers when you get in the gym, you're like, I want to work on specifically bulking, or I want to specifically tone, or whatever it is. Is there a way, do you have anything in place where you can recommend a way of a regimen of your products?
Yeah, we will. What we're planning on having is a blog aspect on our website. That'll actually be run by our in-house therapy specialist. So what Nicole will be able to do is she'll be able to efficiently and effectively guide whomever visits our website as to, what may be able to better help them in their journey. Because we're going to be on a journey with our patrons, our customers who come in. We're going to take them along their journey and their, health and wellness, and being able to elevate that there. So this blog, that aspect of the blog will be available to the public. So it's not like we're going to hide it, smoke and mirrors, anything like that. Anybody will be able to tap in and see what they may need, and of course they'll be free. They're free to email us with any kind of questions or concerns that they may have, as far as the products and what may be best for them.
So is there like community to this? Because I know sometimes, if you're thinking about yoga or sound bathing that you mentioned, sometimes those things are like, if you're doing sound bathing, you just kind of quiet and, letting it flow through you. And that's like a individual thing. Are there ways to connect with the other people in doing the same thing? Are you building community around that?
Well, yeah, we have that in our plans of in plans of development. At this point in time, for the decompress side, the maximum number would be 2 members. So you can engage in that with another individual that you of course feel comfortable with doing that. It's funny that you mentioned that because the creatives on the team are Nicole and Jordan. So a lot of times I have to try to temper, especially Nicole's her aspirations with, it's like, oh, I want to have this space, 50 people. So, us, of course, being a startup at this point in time, we want to be able to make sure that our main focus is developing a product that best fits our community. Okay, developing a product that best suits those who want to come in and partake in Warr Room Decompress. With that, I don't want to just, basically throw something against the wall and see what sticks. We want to be able to develop that product, develop it efficiently. And but we do have things in the pipeline though from Jordan and Nicole that are ideal moving forward, as far as maybe even group group classes, maybe even group sessions, where she may be the lead for it or something of that nature. So something, things coming down the pipeline. But yeah, we will be building that community bigger and better as we continue to grow and continue to see what's the best viable product for our market.
And I would just add to DeVaughn that you'll absolutely develop some of that sense of community through social media, and those aspects of those connection points are there for people as well, right? You see a lot of this right now with Gen Zs and millennials. There's different perspectives of, millennial being more individualistic and about that, but the Gen Z caring very much about health of themselves, but also sociably and from a community perspective is very important. So there's a lot here that's really in sync with these next generations who are becoming the biggest purchasing powers, available to your business. So it's a really good alignment to your views and your own values.
Appreciate that.
That's a great point. That's a really good, well highlighted. Yeah, I love it. And I know, DeVaughn, you kind of hinted at it a second ago, but the name, right? We talk about the genesis of bringing this all together, but I know we've talked before we hit record and in our many sessions, just how the name actually came about. Care to share that briefly on how Warr Room Decompress, all that phrase came about, the title?
Yeah, I'll actually pass this over to Jordan because he actually came up with the War Room part of it. So Jordan, you could take that there.
So the War Room part is very simple. Of course, I said DeVaughn is my cousin. Shallow, who's not here, is my brother. But our family maiden name is Warr. Our family maiden last name is Warr, Warr. So why not have a legacy? Why not pass it on? So it was a no-brainer. So it was like War Room, and then Nicole came in with the decompress side, and she married both names together.
Married it in, both sides.
Yes.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny you say that. There's a gentleman who I receive a lot of inspiration from down. His name's Brian Bullock. He's actually in Atlanta. Jordan, you're down in Atlanta, right? Correct. Yeah. So Brian Bullock, he's a motivational, inspirational speaker. Look him up sometime. He's fantastic. But he has a video on YouTube. He does a lot of work with this YouTube channel called Motiversity. Like university motivation, Motiversity. And he's just an electric speaker. And the one that he talks about is legacy, and how every brand we're wearing is actually a name, right? Like he goes through like Rolls Royce, right? Coca-Cola. I mean, all these different, maybe not Coca-Cola. That's a bad example. He goes through like 50 in this video. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Thanks, Kyrie. But like he goes through that. So I love that you said that. That's really cool because it's your name. It's something to be proud of. It's the legacy. And knowing that your name's attached to supporting people, both in that physical exertion, but also that mental safe space and rejuvenation is just super cool. So just some props and kudos. Trying to think of what where we're at right now in the conversation. So, we've covered, how this all came about, what everyone's doing, what the experience is going to be like, some of that tailor making of experience and being able to suggest and give recommendations to those who are coming through your doors. Kyrie, Jess, anything you want to kind of help steer this down in terms of just kind of like more insights about where do we find them, things like that? I'll let you take the lead.
Jess, I feel like I've talked too much. So.
Oh, really? I thought that too. For myself, I meant not
What
you.
do I feel like then? What do I feel like then?
I spoke too much. Okay, well, I guess it's really winding down to next steps, right? Like, what does that mean for the team and, where you're going? So maybe, DeVaughn, you could share a little bit more about like your shorter term goals, what you're trying to work towards right now, and then also those longer term goals that the team's established together.
I see that segue. You mentioned the social media aspect before, and then now you're asking about the short-term goals. It includes our the social media aspect is included in our short-term goals. So I see you, Jess.
You too. Good.
Together.
Crafty, but our amongst our short-term goals, as I mentioned, we do look to establish more of a social media presence. We're looking to as a part of our outreach, further our connection to the community with our fan page. develop that. We actually just ran a vote on which logo we're going to use. Pretty dope, by the way. So everybody keep an eye out for it. But we're finalizing that, and also, different different channels like Instagram, LinkedIn, of course. As we all know, with the work-life balance, a lot of that has been thrown out of whack. So anybody who maybe has to feel as though they might be burnt out or nearing burnout, or that those lines are getting blurred, we got something for you as well. And just being able to, produce our content and get our content out there. Nicole and Jordan are actually working very closely to get our content lined up, so that that we can get that produced and get that out on the online. So so Jordan, my thing with Jordan is he has a tremendous eye for things as far as how everything is put together, how everything looks from an aesthetic standpoint. Nicole, of course, has a deeper, dig and dive into it, where she can make sure that, not only does it appeal here, but also appeals here. And that, we could tap into people and really get our message across. That's what we really want to focus on, is getting our message across. So to answer your question in fully encompassed, is really developing our message and getting it out into the market, and letting the people know what we're really here for and what we stand for in our entirety. And then our long stretch goal is to have a soft launch. We are looking to do that, I'll say within 6 months. I think we could do that during that time, especially with, WRD Power Circle. I really feel as though we can make that happen. So we'll be keeping everybody posted.
That's
awesome.
Dope. So I have a question about EforAll, because we all came together because of EforAll. Can you just talk about your what EforAll has meant to you, how you discovered it, and how it has helped to further the business?
Great point.
Yeah. Once again, man, just kudos to Nicole, because she actually brought EforAll to my attention. And she was like, "Hey, listen, I really think this will be pretty dope." And I was like, "Yes, that would be dope." After I looked into it, and and it was just like, honestly, it was just a go. Usually, I keep the team updated on what I'm doing, and for this one, I didn't. Because it was just like, I'm really a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. And Nicole brought it to my attention at that time. I like the leadership in place. I like the people who I already knew of that were a part of it, being a part of that, being associated rather with it. And I was just like, hey, you know what, this is a no-brainer. So getting in with EforAll, getting into that community, getting in with the cohort, so the other entrepreneurs that are part of it, what's up? And just being able to come together and not only bounce ideas off of each other, but also learn. You're green if you're growing. I'm sorry, you're ripe if you're ripe, you're rotten. If you're green, you're growing. That's a term that I love to really repeat to myself. So I always want to be learning, always want to be getting more of that intellectual property. And even if I have to borrow it from somebody else, and then just being able to make it my own and apply it to what we have working on here. So EforAll has been a tremendous blessing.
Well said.
Great
question, Kyrie. I'm glad you tied that in. I'm glad you married that in. Sorry, I had to do it. I'm sorry, Nicole. I gotta stop. Can't stop, won't stop. And I love I love the quick impromptu featurette there of Jess's cat. Which cat is that there, Jess?
Just have one, so don't make me into a cat lady.
Oh.
It is Murray. And now you'll have all the views because he has a very strong following.
Millions, at least millions. Maybe we break the millions. That's awesome. What a great name. Yeah, I'm glad you tied that all in, Kyrie, because I've certainly got a lot out of these weekly sessions, all the stuff in the beginning with the matchmaking, and there were in-person events too that were happening that I remember, I think it was basically like June through September. Those were a lot of fun on the medical campus. So yeah, I'm glad you tied that in, because it's been a great experience getting to know, DeVaughn better, Jess better, Kyrie and the rest of the team. I mean, it's been really cool to see, the progress that's being made and getting closer and closer to launch. So, and then we'll be connecting tomorrow in person for those in Buffalo. We'll have our little dinner tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all in person. And so, I think in summary, we've covered a lot today. This has been really cool. I think, maybe just ways that we can connect, that the watcher listener can connect, can reach out. We know that, obviously you're still formulating a lot of the foundation of the business. That's part of why we're here through EforAll. But in terms of like the current ways of, those that are interested in connecting, where can we find, DeVaughn, you and the team at WRD? How can we connect?
Yeah, I'll just go with my Instagram because it's pretty clean content. But you can find me at international underscore D, the letter D underscore DOT. So international underscore D underscore DOT. That's at Instagram. And on Facebook, my content is pretty clean too. You can find me at DeVaughn Jones.
Wait,
so we'll put that in the show notes, but email wise too, like LinkedIn. I know DeVaughn, you're on LinkedIn. I know you're starting to use it more. I see you commented on my stuff. Appreciate that. But, obviously Nicole, Jordan, Shiloh, how do we find you? What's the best, it sounds like for you, Instagram, Facebook, but I also know you're on LinkedIn. LinkedIn might be maybe an easier option for some. Cause I know like for me, I'm only on LinkedIn. I don't have any other social. So, again, just on behalf of the crew, DeVaughn is on LinkedIn. So you can find him there. We'll put there's gonna be a bunch of links in the show notes, but email, we'll put an email out there too. If there's like a catch-all email that, you can monitor, that way people that are interested can click on that link and write out, hey, I'm interested in supporting, learning more. How can I get involved? We want to make sure we solicit all that good stuff. So, any other comments to be made there? Any remarks?
Just for me, just in closing, that I just wanted to touch on that name aspect real quick. Jordan mentioned, it's our, family name and everything. It's just, I just want to be able to let everybody know there that what we focus on our side is really being better today than we were yesterday. So when we say Warr Room, it's really you going to war on your old self. Whatever it is that you were before, whatever it is that you want to improve on, is you being able to go to war on that and being able to conquer that and being able to move forward. So I appreciate all the, WRD Power Circle. I appreciate my personal team, Nicole, Shiloh, Jordan. I really appreciate you guys. John, thank you so much for setting this up, man, and coming up with the idea with Jess and Kyrie as well. And just keep that in mind. Let's go to war on our old selves. And I look forward to welcoming you all to Warr Room Decompress. And Jordan and Nicole, if you have anything to add to that, feel free.
How do they follow that up? Jordan and Nicole, they're cool, but I'm inspired. I'm ready to run through a wall right now. I kind of want to catch it on camera. Nicole?
No. Just like, I know you're going to post some links, but definitely, like DeVaughn mentioned, our Facebook fan page, we're going to be building that out, this month. A lot of, just conversation. If you guys want to post, people want to post on the page, ask questions, drop their emails or anything like that. So like when the updates come out, they'll be on a list for, emails that we can reach out to. They'll get the first updates and all that stuff. So that's really important. And so we'll link that, whenever you put the links in. So that's one of our biggest things. We just want to be able to connect, like we said, connect with the community, get everybody excited. So we're just looking forward to that.
I love it. Awesome. We'll make sure that's in the show notes. Jordan, last but not least, brother.
Hey, you hear my team? We solid. I don't have too much to say. They do a great job. I'm glad to be working with this team. I'm glad that you all invited me today, and I really appreciate it.
Right on. Well, we appreciate it as well. So a lot of show notes, a lot of follow up. We're going to be. We'll hit the end record button and we're going to get right to work. This is part of this is on our weekly sessions, right? DTJ, where we do our Fridays at 10:30 a.m. So, this was the fun part, and we're going to get to work right after this and make sure that, we catch up on all the good things you're up to, you and the team at WRD. I think in closing for me, it's just been a great community to be a part of, Kyrie and DeVaughn. I know, Jess, we had a great call last week, and Jess, you had to jump for some work stuff, and Kyrie, DeVaughn, and I, we just kept, just energizing and juicing on that call, man. We had a heck of a time, and it's just cool, like, to see that the bond is so tight, even though it's through a screen, like we're still like the mission is so aligned and it's so needed that, Kyrie, Jess, DeVaughn, all of us, like, and then obviously the team, Nicole and Jordan, like it's just cool to see communities coming together, rallying, supporting, working together, scaling, and seeing everyone just, actualize their missions, right? Like my LinkedIn headline says, my mission is to actualize your mission. And I've got Kyrie and Jess on our team that I know operate the same way, because, when you guys win, we all win. When the community wins, when the community's strong, we all win. So I would just say that in closing, and I'll let Kyrie and Jess kind of, throw a couple other things if they have anything else to mention, and then we'll wrap this thing up.
Yeah, I'll just jump in. I think it has been an extreme pleasure to be a part of helping to mentor, because when Juwaria asked me to mentor, I was like, I'm already on the board. I helped get EforAll here. It's like, you want me to do another thing? I don't know if I know, I'm an entrepreneur and I don't know, I'm growing my business. I don't know if I'm going to be a good mentor. And she's like, all you do is motivate people. So I came into this and going through the process of, being interviewed by all of the companies or entrepreneurs that were going to be a part. And then when I saw that I got DeVaughn and Warr Room as Warr Room Decompress as the business that I was going to be mentoring, I was like, H yeah, F yeah, all those yeah. And so when we got in, the vibe was immediately solid. Meeting Jess and then you, John, I already knew DeVaughn, and I knew that connection was going to be great. But the connection that I'm building with you, John, and the way I feel about Jess, because she's completely awesome. Like, I don't know why she isn't famous and everybody doesn't know her. Probably because she likes to be in the background, but we got to get her out of the background so people can amass all of the stuff that she gives, man, like just like absorb that. So I just want to say that like it has been an extreme privilege to talk about not just growing DeVaughn's business, Warr Room Decompress, the whole company, but to learn from you guys as well. It's not just a thing where I feel like I got to come and I'm giving as a mentor, but I'm receiving so much as well. So this experience that EforAll has put together has been amazing. And, you guys have become some of my favorite people in the world.
Oh, we lost him. Mute. Oh, no, right when he was saying some good stuff. Oh, we're back. Woo! I thought something went wrong with Zoom. I was saying thank you for adding value to my life. So this is something that I'm not going to forget, and I'm going to continue to be a part of for the long haul. Wow.
Well, that's also not something to easily follow. But I will just add, I feel the same way. And this is the first time I've mentored externally, like outside of my company. And it's been really gratifying. And I will say, DeVaughn, I hope you know that we get as much out of this as hopefully you get from us, because I'm learning from you every day. The passion, the desire, the willingness to take risk, like it's really inspiring. And it's something that I didn't realize how much I needed in my life day to day to understand, it's something that I really value, and maybe it'll, inspire me to do something on my own sometime soon. So I appreciate it.
Yeah,
that's really
quick team round of applause, man. I got my eyes watering over here, Jess. What are you doing to me?
What?
It's amazing. Just hearing you guys, just hearing everyone talk and just seeing the bilateralness, if that's a word, right? The bilateral give and take, the reciprocity, right? We all win together. We're all in this together. Rising tide, lifts all boats kind of thing. I know it's cliche, but when you do it right, it works. And this is a great example of it. We got it in a 6-tile Zoom video, 35+ minute thing here where we're, shining a spotlight on this business that's growing, that's going to shine spotlights on people that are in the dark. We all have our own versions of darkness and depths of despair. And I'm getting metaphorical now, right? Because, DeVaughn earlier with the swing the move in the right direction, and the war on yourself of yesterday and being better today. I mean, it's true, man. I myself, candidly, I'm very open with what I talk about on my pods and in person and whatever. And, you know, I sure can use, I feel like right now I've been going through some times where this is going to be a mainstay in my repertoire, you know, visiting, you know, your brick and mortar and getting your support from the community. Cause, you know, we all need it, right? Sometimes some need more than others. Some need it more often than others. And you know, I'm just excited to keep actualizing this. So yeah, everything that Jess said, Kyrie said, Nicole, Jordan, DeVaughn, I mean, this is fantastic. So we'll be sure to laden up the notes with, you know, with links and with everything, follow, connect, this, that, and the other. And then, you know, our hope is to push this through different channels to really just raise awareness on this awesome, you know, building of a business that's going to be just, you know, enriching the lives of so many in our community. And then like, again, like Nicole said, beyond. So, with that, I'll end with my gratitude for all of your time. I'll end with gratitude to my podcast partner here based in Buffalo, New York, my great friend Neil Carroll with vidwheel Creator Network. All the support, all my gear, all my know-how and editing is through them. So much gratitude, as I do every other show, to them. And we'll see you on the next segment. This is pod 1. We've got much more greatness to manifest and showcase to the world and inspire others on this journey that we're all on together. So let's go. Keep serving to keep soaring. DeVaughn, Jess, Kyrie, Nicole, Jordan, appreciate y'all. All right, we'll see you on the next segment. Take care, everyone.